my friends, welcome back to my channel. If you have been here, if you are new, my name is Gina and I am the creative here on YouTube as well as Instagram. And today's video, we are going to be doing a Bible journaling page using printables from the His Palette print shop. First up here, I am journaling today in my Tyndale House NIV journaling Bible, and I am in Isaiah 41. And this pretty lady wrapped up in a scarf and looks like she's in the snow is my focal point for this page, or these two pages. And she is someone that I made over a year ago. I really liked her colors and I wanted to mount her on paper. So I put together these couple of pieces of paper, I stitched them down, and I think I was planning on using them or using her on a card, and I never did. So I'm putting her into my Bible today. The worship girl's name is Freezing, and I have all the printables that I'm using. I put a couple slides in the end of my video here so you can see them all. I did end up using 6 sets on this page. It wasn't my plan, but as you saw, I was just pulling stuff that I had printed and some of it I had cut, and I knew I wanted to use a black and white background with the colors that she has to make her pop. So there's quite a few in here, and I like the idea of mixing in elements that maybe don't necessarily go together. For example, butterflies and snow. I live in California, so we don't get a lot of snow, but I'm pretty sure butterflies aren't around in the snow season. So here I am using a really big piece. This was all one piece, and I put it on clear sticker paper, and I am going to connect these two pages. So I wanted to use that piece in the middle, and as you can see here, I did not know exactly where I was going with this page. I knew I wanted my background to be black and white, and one of the awesome things about His Palette print shop is she has hundreds of different printables, and a lot of them are black and white. So I can easily go and find something that will mix and match. Her shop is going to be linked below, as well as the His Palette Facebook group. And for this video, there is a challenge. All the information is over there in the His Palette Facebook group. So you just need to request to join, answer a few questions, and you're in. And we're doing a lot of fun things over there, so you want to check it out. Okay, so let's talk about the pages a little bit, and then I'm going to go in and tell you why I actually chose to go into Isaiah 41. I chose this girl because, like I said, I'm trying to use up my stuff, and it's still cold out, so I can get away with it right now. Yeah, we don't have a lot of cold in California, but some of you are in the snow, so she works great. She is on white sticker paper on just regular good old-fashioned pattern paper cardstock, and the gray on the cardstock it's gray snowflakes. So I really meant that to be a winter scene. And then now this is like a closet, or maybe it could be a clock behind it, but I wanted something there on the right just to kind of secure her in, and then I'm using florals around it to kind of just wrap her into this little nook that I'm making on this page. I left this part in just to show you that when I Bible journal, I always make it a point to put a post-it or a note somewhere in my actual study Bible so that I know that this page has been journaled, or these are legacy Bibles for me. So when my daughter looks in here, she will know where this is at, or, you know, whoever. So there's just a little tip, something really easy to do and something I didn't do in the beginning and I wish I would have. When I was looking at this little, card that I made to use, the biggest thing that stuck out to me were her eyes. Like, they're laser focused. And for me this year, I'm really leaning into courage. My verse of the year is Joshua 1:9 that says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." And I wanted to still lean into that with her, but in a different verse. To jump back into my process here real quick, I'm using like little pop dot type stickers. I decided I wanted to pop her up off the page just to give her a little bit more of a dimension, so you can really tell that she's the focal point. You can't really see it, but at the same time, it does help it. Kind of gives it a little shadow when you're looking at it, and I really like that idea. And then I always like to fold my Bible up to make sure that she's sitting in there correctly and right. So I'm studying in Isaiah 41, and my main focus verses were about 8 through 16. This is in the section where God's helping Israel through Jacob, which we know is Abraham's son. And the verses just read, "But as for you, Israel, my servant, Jacob, my chosen one, descended from Abraham, my friend, I have called you back from the ends of the earth, saying, You are my servant, for I have chosen you and will not throw you away. Do not be afraid, for I am with you. Do not be discouraged, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will hold you up with my victorious right hand." And the verse I ended on there was Isaiah 41:10. That's the verse that I ended up making the focal point of this page. But if you are reading Isaiah 41, I would read the whole chapter, because God goes on to tell him multiple times not to be afraid, that he is going to hold him up. And I think that is so important and relevant, especially in these times. And what is the one thing that makes us not afraid, or to get us out of like the anxiety or the being scared, is courage. And for me, courage has come from a lot of different places, but my most courageous, when I am the most courageous, it is 100% because I feel God behind me. Okay, so to jump back onto my page here real quick, I'm going to bring in alpha letters, as you saw there, and I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to put them. Sometimes I'll just try to count them out on the page. So that's going to happen there on the left. I don't know where I got these alpha letters, but they're super old, and you're going to see me start to put them down, and then I actually come in and take a glue pen to them because I knew they weren't going to stay down. And that's a really good way to use up your alpha letters, or any stickers. If they lose their stickiness, you can use ink, or if they're big enough, you can use a tape runner or whatever. So as I'm laying these down, I want to just talk about this little excerpt that is about Isaiah 41:10, and it's called Courage. And it says, "We are quite naturally afraid when we walk alone in frightening places and circumstances, but we have more courage when we walk with a friend who is strong. In walking with the Lord, who holds the universe in his hands, we should feel free to be courageous. Consider what comforts us when we face the death of a loved one. Flowers, food, and even the words of others are appreciated, but a greater source of strength is our friends and family staying near us, giving us those gentle touches and looks that communicate their sorrow and care. When we face troubled times, we must never forget that God remains close by, ready to supply us with his love and comfort. This gives us the courage to go on." And I wholeheartedly believe in that 100%. Like I said earlier, I feel the most courageous when I can feel God near, or when I've laid everything out for him, or I'm praying with him, or just in a faith-filled environment. So that's on courage. That's Isaiah 41:10. Here I'm just going to come in and write down Isaiah 41:10. So I know that is what it is on the page. I do come in after the video and I do journal up on the left-hand side. I'm not sure if I'm going to put that in the thumbnail of this, but as you can see, I brought in some colorful butterflies. I stuck with the blue on the right side, and then I brought in a little bit different one. Again, I like the different elements. I think it looks cool, and this page is really pretty, or these pages are really pretty in person. So I just really love how it turned out. And again, there was no plan when I went into this. So that finishes up these pages. I do set my Bible up here so you can see that the butterfly wings kind of stick out, and I do that for photos, and then once I am done taking the photos, I'll flatten them back out and they go perfectly in my Bible. I've never had an issue. Here are the 6 sets that I use from the His Palette print shop, so be sure to go check that out. And last but not least, if you're still here, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate each and every single one of you. And anytime that you watch my video, leave a comment, give it a thumbs up. It really touches me. Like, it just kind of validates that what I'm doing is part of my ministry and something that I want to share. So God bless you all. And know that each and every single one of you are prayed for. I pray for my subscribers. I pray for my friends, which that's what you guys are to me. So again, thank you so much. I truly, truly feel grateful.